It's okay. I want to go on to share with you the latest blog posts. Okay. Permit me to share with you the latest blog posts. Something wonderful is happening. And they said, I have called for the resignation of all the official leaders in TBC. I have called for the resignations of all the official leaders in TBC. Do not be alarmed as we restructure TBC into what it is meant to be. Our organization is growing up and maturing, and we do no longer have a need for official titles as we move forward. We started our leadership campaign 2 years ago by running elections in the fast-growing countries of TBC. And as you can see by the poster above, that was a great success. There is no need to run any more elections moving forward. The voice of TBC has been replaced by the voices of TBC. The voice of TBC, talking about Bitcoin Randy, has been replaced by the voices of TBC. The voices of TBC is talking about many voices, not one voice any longer. And you are hearing one of the voices now speaking to you in the person of Professor Samuel Stevenson. Okay? Thanks to the many broadcasters and to those that will become broadcasters ongoing into the future. The top 10 below the voice of TBC consisted of 7 elected leaders and 3 appointed leaders. And each of them have served the TBC community in ways words cannot begin to describe. They have served the TBC community in ways words cannot begin to describe. Each of them has my personal eternal gratitude for their works and their results. It really warms my heart when I see leaders treated with respect and love. And it saddens me deeply when some cast unreasonable expectations on leaders and will even behave abusively towards them. I hope that by removing titles such as elected leaders, that those that will demonstrate abusive behavior will just stop and learn to support a leader when they step up. May every TBC member step up and take on leadership roles. By no means should this call for resignations diminish these leaders in their ongoing effort to lead the TBC community. The leadership structures each of them have built should remain in good standing without titles, and chains of command should stand strong regardless. This call for resignation is a necessary formality to put the world on notice that we are a people with leaders and don't require legal standing to march towards our mission and objectives for humanity. Beautiful. Titles imply legality. And we choose not to be limited to legal means to succeed at what we are doing for humanity. So we refuse to fall into the legal traps and snares as we move forward. Do ideas require legal authority? Well, that depends. Does it? It seems evil ideas love to wrap themselves in legal authority. Don't they? Democide is the murder of any person or people by their government. That is what is called democide. We have homicide, genocide. These are common terms that we are familiar with. But democide is unfamiliar, and which is the worst thing that is going on in our country today, especially in Nigeria, when the Fulani herdsmen, backed by the government, are murdering innocent citizens day and night. The only thing the government will tell you is that all the perpetrators of the killing will be brought to book. It happened in Bayelsa State. The government said they will be brought to book. In Rivers State, they will be brought to book. In Delta State, they will be brought to book. In Kaduna State, they will be brought to book. In Benue State, they will be brought to book. In Taraba State, they will be brought to book. Now in Plateau State, they will be brought to book. But we have not seen anyone brought to book. The question is, where is that book and who is holding that book? Wow. But it's high time we acknowledge that this is actually democide going on in our country, Nigeria. Okay? This also includes genocide, politicide, and mass murder. That is done legally. Do you get my point? Yes. Isn't ending poverty globally an idea based on goodness? Of course it is. So we have thousands of years of proof that governments refuse to hear the cries of the poor to end poverty. All they do is make that problem worse. We cannot legally end poverty. That is the truth. They won't allow it. For instance, there are people we call the crisis entrepreneurs. They benefit from crisis, and so they will not allow crisis to end. We also have poverty entrepreneurs. Poverty entrepreneurs are those people that are benefiting from the poverty of the people. So they won't allow it to end. We also know violence is counterproductive to the objective to end poverty. The reason for this is because when you turn to violence, these powers that be, the elite, they have all it takes to mobilize against you and silence you permanently. So, the people need to realize that the responsibility of ending poverty globally rests upon the people themselves and must accept it as an idea. It is our responsibility to end poverty globally, and we have to accept it as such, as a good idea that we should work towards it. Those who have encapsulated us in this bracket of poverty will never come to redeem us. Rather, we have to embrace the idea of abundance and liberate ourselves and accept this new reality that it is possible to be delivered from poverty and live a life of abundance. An idea that does not require authority. The authority rests with us, the people. Okay? A good idea, TBC, is the money that will make that idea come true. Okay? But TBC itself doesn't need legal standing to succeed. Legal structures will naturally form around TBC to support it without obligation, like what we have seen happen already in the Philippines, when 110 native tribes accepted TBC as their legal currency. In other words, TBC to these native tribes, it has become a legal tender. TBC gives these tribes the pathway out of their legal oppression that they have suffered from for hundreds of years. You can see that blog post on the 28th of May. Okay? 28th of May will go down in history as the first day TBC as money achieved a foothold legally. Okay? When you read this agreement carefully, you will see it is free of obligating any party for any reason. Have you been brainwashed into believing that something needs legal standing to be in the right? I could go on and on here making this point, but for the sake of time, I will simply ask you to open up your mind to all of the possibilities and consequences. One of the undesired consequences of passing out titles within the TBC community is that some felt entitled to abuse leaders holding a title. Okay? So, these people are wrong to think they can do that. And appreciate all contributions, even if they are small by comparison. We will get more of the things that we truly appreciate and recognize. So, treat the leaders you see in the poster above with love and respect, and only place expectations upon oneself, and know the benefits of such are mutual. So, let's be givers and not takers in this world. Images of the resignation letters will be placed at the bottom of this post to make it completely official. Okay? Now, can you see the picture here? The image here is the image of a hydra. An hydra. In a recent Sandboarding meeting, we told the viewers of our intent to become a hydra type organization. In mythology, the hydra is very difficult to kill because if you happen to cut off one of its heads, it will spontaneously grow back 2 more heads to replace the one that was chopped off. So by removing the target off the back of the leaders in the posters above, we will grow without concern or personal attacks. It's foolish to chop away at the head of a hydra and futile towards any desired result. These leaders don't know admin personally, and only through occasional chat have we communicated. Now take note of this. Not that these leaders are having personal contact or meeting with the TBC admin. It's only an occasional chat he has with them or she has with them. So, in fact, we hardly chat at all compared to the early days when we raised up these leaders. These leaders are well trained and good examples to follow. Beautiful. All of us are asked to become broadcasters and lead in that manner, just as I am doing now. Okay? These leaders have done a good job for raising voices like us, and we are stepping forward to the ring for the battle ahead. That is wonderful. We want to develop a hydra with 1 million equal heads and become unbeatable when the elite wake up to our mass exodus from their system of control. If you listen to some of my previous broadcasts, I have said it before now, that TBC is going to take the world and the elite in particular by surprise. Because since we are not currently being sponsored to be on the news media or talking about the mainline media, it's as if when they hear about us, they laugh. They say these ones, they are not serious people. So their attention is majorly on Bitcoin and then the other market-based cryptocurrencies. But we are going to take them by surprise because they are going to experience exodus of our members moving from their system of control. I have said it previously that we are involved in a non-violent revolution. A non-violent revolution. TBC is a movement of non-violent revolutionists. So let's come together. Need the elite. This language I've been using and is appearing in the blog now. Non-violent. I think the next thing that we'll add to it is revolution. We are in a non-violent revolution. That I am convinced and can never be persuaded otherwise. We are in a non-violent revolution. Okay? Each head enjoys the abundance it deserves, and we are one. We know that silence is consent as far as the elite are concerned, and that is why we broadcast our ideas. So, each of us will become masters of our own destiny, and we will cast off the chains that enslave us individually. Each of us must deprogram our minds to become free. The process of deprogramming our mind is very, very important because our mind has been programmed by the elite to think that we cannot survive without them. And so we need a reorientation to deprogram our mind. And I believe this is the major assignment of our TBC leaders, broadcasters like us, to give ourselves a reorientation, deprogram our mind to think freedom instead of slavery, to think abundance instead of scarcity. I hope all of you in the TBC community will see the wisdom of this event and look within yourself to find the strength to become a self-appointed leader that does not harm as you build your own kingdom. Beautiful. You know, before Randy Wilson became the voice of TBC, he was not appointed by anybody. He was self-appointed voice. And when the TBC admin saw what he was doing, then he was officially appointed as the voice of TBC. So likewise, those of us that are voices of TBC now, we're not appointed by anyone. We self-appointed ourselves. And today we are being recognized as voices. You can follow suit in our footsteps and do what we are doing, and even more. Remember, there is a saying that Rome was not built in a day. So you can't say, oh, I don't know how to do it. None of us is born with the expertise. We only tried it, it worked one way or the other, and we are doing it now. So, sit up, give it a try, and then you start doing it. May the principles of light, righteousness, sincere gratitude, loyalty, friendship, mercy, forgiveness, justice for all, abundance, peace, love, joy, joyful living, humility that comes from strength, kindness, generosity, and helpfulness guide your thoughts, words, and action. Beautiful. I can tell you this is actually the fruits of the Holy Spirit that is being laid bare here. So, grab them and walk with it, and you'll be fine. Knowing you are far from perfect while aspiring towards personal perfection. So, be good to one another. Okay? Now, the letter of resignation will come in below here. People, this is the letter of resignation dated 28 June 2018. To TBC admin and whomever it may concern, from Danilo S. Amrao, aka Doc Dan, title Philippine TBC elected leader, July 1st, 2016, to present, that is to date. Location is Republic of the Philippines. I hereby resign from my position as Philippine TBC elected leader, effective July 1st. I officially remove the title President, and the people expected responsibility. I will continue to be a builder of TBC and always support TBC admin to serve the community. The work and mission continues. I want to extend my gratitude to all Filipino people who trust me as their leader and all TBCians around the globe. Sincerely, Danilo S. Amrao. Long live TBC. Beautiful. So, I continue to read out the letters of different leaders from different countries. After the Filipino president letter is the letter from the Nigerian president, dated June 30, 2018. Wow, that is today. To admin and whomever it may concern, from Favor Sunano, TBC elected leader, Nigeria. I hereby resign my position as TBC elected leader for Nigeria and will continue my leadership effort within TBC unofficially. It was a privilege to serve the community from the early days till date. Thank you, admin and TBC community, Nigeria and global, for all of your support. Let's keep driving the mission and end poverty globally. God bless TBC community. Sincerely, Favor Sunano. Wow! That is Nigerian president there, my president. Thank you for that. That is lovely. That is lovely. Good one, good one, good one. Continue with the good work unofficially while you remain a leader as you have been. Even though the title of elected leader is removed, we still know you are a leader in the great movement in Nigeria. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? Next one is from Lawrence Butana Maluleke. Lawrence Maluleke, thank you, thank you, thank you. TBC elected leader, South Africa. The letter is dated 30th June 2018. That is today, to admin and whomever it may concern. Listen to his wording now. To all of you who supported this mission from the early days of our first launch globally, I say you have done a pretty good job and keep up the good work. It is not yet over, but struggle continues, also, never forget to bring in as many communities as you can. We lead by an example. We build leaders, not followers. And we create leaders, not economy slaves. So, it is the duty and responsibility of every member to stand up in this community for the right cause. TBC mission. To all our fellow brothers and sisters who supported us from 2016 to date, Philippines, USA, PNG, that is Papua New Guinea, okay? Nigeria, Cameroon, Canada, India, etc., etc. We love you and still do remember we have a grand mission to further. Wow, Maluleke, I like that. By resigning from the title that does not make any of our leaders less. Instead, this decision makes us more unique in the face of many, and with my fellow leaders and many, we managed to bring this community up to where it is from the early days, 2016. So we will continue doing more than what we did. Respect is the only way to build this community, and the rest will eventually take place. Last but one, I call upon everyone in South Africa and the rest of the world to take care of each other with love and respect in this community, that is the TBC system. Lastly, we have already set up an example to many of you how to go about TBC conduct, the TBC system. So follow that pattern. That is the only way to achieve our goal, and we have more things ahead of us. So I hereby resign my position as TBC elected leader for South Africa and will continue my leadership effort within TBC unofficially. It was a privilege to serve the community from the early days till date. Thank you, admin and TBC community South Africa and global, for all of your support. Let's keep driving the mission and end poverty globally. God bless you, TBC community. Sincerely, Maluleke, South Africa. Okay? This is from Augustus Daniel, okay? Dated 30th June 2018 to admin and whomever it may concern. From Augustus Daniel. Title TBC elected leader. Location is Ghana. Resignation leader. On the 1st of December 2016, I was elected as the TBC president in Ghana. By the TBC community in Ghana, through a country election organized by admin. I hereby resign my position as the TBC Ghana president and will continue my leadership effort within the TBC community unofficially. I have